Hello and welcome to this series of videos where I'll be converting my new to me 2016 Mercedes Sprinter into a very swanky camper van. There's a lot of work to do, so I'll show you around and tell you the plans. I used to have a Volkswagen Transporter, a long wheelbase one, but we found it just a little bit too small, and we had to put the awning up to be anyway comfortable in it. And I was thinking about getting a pop top on it, which would have been 3, 4, maybe even 5 grand. But we decided instead to go with something a bit bigger. So to do a bit of research and did lots of careful measurements, and we worked out that a Mercedes Sprinter would just about fit in our driveway. So it's, yeah, so that's that's how much space we got there. And then down at the back, it's, well, I could probably go back a little bit further, but not much. And I also have to check the height and the width and so on. So it just about gets past the porch. So it only fits on there, but that's all we need. We only just need it to only just fit on there. I did a lot of searching for one. There was lots of white ones. I didn't particularly want a white one because I didn't want it to look too much like a builder's van. And also I've been told the paint on the white vans is very, very thin. So to get a proper coloured one, the paint is a lot better. Now this has been used by a painter and decorator, I think, possibly even someone who used to paint lines and roads, I think, because there's so much paint everywhere. You can see all around the door handle there where there's speckles of paint, and down along the sills where paint is spilt inside. And then if we go inside, there's blobs of paint like this. The door cards have got bits of paint on them. The seats have got little speckles of paint, although I'm not too bothered about the seats because I'll probably change those anyway. And if I don't change them, I'll certainly be getting seat covers for them. But one of the big jobs I've got to do is try and get rid of all of these bits of paint, which I'm not sure how well I'm going to do that. So I've already taken it was ply lined. I've taken all the ply out from the inside. I'm just going to take the floor up now. I've already taken the tie down points. There was these tie down points where, they were a bitch to get off. So all these the tops of the bows, for example, were just completely full of crud. So I had to dig out all of that out of it. And then lots of WD-40, and yeah, I managed to get them all out. That was just sitting in there, just put in there loosely just to show you. But I have taken them all out. One of them I had to get an angle grinder to, so I still haven't. I just need to hopefully try and get that out. But got all the rest of them out. Yeah, so the job that I'm going to do now is just get the floor up and give the whole thing a good clean out. There's a few little patches of surface rust like this. I'm sure I'll find more once I take the floor up. I just need to treat those. But generally speaking, like down in the bottoms down there along the sills, it all seems to be very solid and clean, which is good. One of the other first jobs I had to do as well was take this old door off the back. I was going to get that dent taken out of it and get it resprayed, but I got quoted close to £600 I got quoted for doing that. But after a bit of searching on eBay, I found another silver one, which was just a straightforward swap. So yeah, so just put a nice new door on. That only cost me £300, so save myself £300 there by just getting another door, which was a nice little result. So one of the first jobs I needed to do is get the windows put in. I can't really go ahead with any insulation or anything else until I've got the windows in. So I priced up the windows that I want. I wanted 6 windows in total, and I looked at Van Pimps, Just Campers, and I think another company as well. And they were also coming in around the same price, give or take 100 quid. They were all up around £1,000 to £1,100, around that sort of area. And then after being on a couple of Facebook groups, a number of people were saying, well, why don't you just get a conversion company to do it? They'll probably do it for the same sort of price. So I got a couple of quotes, and yeah, they're right. I got them done for just a little bit more. So I got in touch with Clearview Campers in Droitwich, dealt with a lovely chap called Stuart, and he quoted me £1,330 to supply the windows and fit them, which I thought was a great deal, because like it's only a few hundred quid more than what I was going to pay for the windows anyway. And then he's obviously already got all the tools and got everything there, and he'll do it in half the time as what I do it. And then of course there's always the big risk of me doing it, of completely bodging it up. So yeah, so I got him to do it. So I'm just on my way home now, and yeah, so let's have a look at the windows, see what sort of job he's done. So there we are. They don't look too bad, do they? Let's have a closer look. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to have to do something with that edge there, but that's not really a biggie. Same there. I wanted these little small ones because bed's going to be here. So yeah, so I just wanted the little small ones there, and then yeah, the two here at the front. So when I'm in here, let me show you what I'm going to do. So at the back there, from about there back, that's going to be the bedding area. So I'm going to make a bed sort of on the roof up there, which will come down, which will rise up and down, and then the bottom along here on both sides, I'm going to have some seating, and then hopefully the seating. Well, the plan is to have seating that will fold up or come out, so I can bring a motorbike into the middle in here. And then back here, in this area here, then I'm going to have the shower toilet here. And what I want to do is take the double seat that's in the front there and put it here. And put another single seat there in the front. And then we're going to have a little kitchen area, do a hub and sink and so on, all around there, and then a couple of cupboards up at the top then as well. That's the plan. So let's hope we manage to do all that. I've taken down the bulkhead. I didn't video that, it was quite straightforward. It's just bolts all the way around. It's just in doing all those bolts, and then along the floor here as well there's some bolts. So simple case of just unbolting all of those, lifting it out, and that's it. It's just easier just to work, and I've got lots and lots of cleaning to do now. So what I'm going to do is get cracking on with the cleaning, because I want to sand down the floor. There's lots of little rusty patches. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is just crack on with all this cleaning. There's years and years of crud all built up everywhere, so I need to give all this a good deep clean first. Bits like all this that's going to need coming back. There's bits then where there's little bits of rust like there, which will all need to be treated, but I just want to give the whole floor a complete clean down first, and then I can go through all those little rust patches and treat all those. Like I've shown you before, there's a few bits there up on the wheel arch as well. So yeah, so that's the next job. And then after that, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do then after that. I need to do the water tanks under the floor, because they're going to have pipes coming up through the floor. I want to get that done. Like I've said, I want to turn the seats around. So I want to put this seat here. I want to put this here in the back and then put a single seat up there. Max air fan is going to go up here somewhere, and another one over here where there's going to be where the bathroom is going to be around there. So another little fan there, extractor fan there. So yeah, so they're all jobs I'll crack on with first. Oh, this is going to be a big job. There must be some sort of chemicals or something, or some sort of cleaners I can put in this. Just leave it on for a little while and wipe it off. That would be the ideal solution. This is just going to take flipping forever. Let's try using the drill, see how that works. It makes it any easier. Alright, so roll on a couple of hours, and this is as far as I've got. It's bloody hard work. There's a lot of scrubbing to do on this. And I'm starting to think, my original plan was just to sand off a couple of little bits of rust and treat them, but there are so many. Like, look, all the way across. Some worse than others, like there's bits of paint there which flaked off very easily. So I'm thinking what I might do is, sand down all these bits just to get rid of all the loose flaky paint, and I might just paint the whole floor with Hammerite. I think that might be the way to go, but I'll carry on doing the back half of the van. This is definitely the worst half. I think up along here was definitely worst, but I'll crack on doing the rest of it and then I'll make a decision. But I think, yeah, I'm leaning now towards more just Hammerwriting the whole lot. Another one of those jobs that need to be done, very tedious job, is cleaning up this inner step. I could buy another one, but I've been looking on eBay, and one of these steps is 80 quid, and it's not much cleaner than this on eBay. So what I'm going to do is just try and scrape off as much of the crap. I've already scraped a lot of it off. There's bits of cement and paint and all sorts of rubbish all stuck to it. I've scraped a lot of it off. Need to do a bit more of it now, and then I'll paint it all black plastic painting afterwards, and then the inside here I'll just go over that with Hammerite then as well and clean all that. Get a new trim or door seal to go all around the edge here as well, and then the paint here, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but for the moment it's just scraping off all these bits of concrete and paint and stuff. I'm doing this now and the step is still in situ here because it'll be a lot easier because it's been held tight. And it's a lot easier than if it was just sort of sitting on a bench or something like that, and have it on my lap or something when I'm trying to scrape all this off. So I think this is probably the easiest thing to do when it's already on here. The other thing then is like, how far do I go? How clean do I want this before? I think I just want it sort of reasonably smooth, and then it doesn't matter if it's a bit of a rough finish. And it's just a step after all, with some sort of rough black plastic paint. It'll have sort of a rough edge to a rough feel to it anyway. It's not going to be nice and smooth anyway, so I don't need to be too exact, but I just want to get the worst of this off. Right, so I've removed all the loose bits of rust. I'm just doing this first section to start with. I've removed all the little bits of rust, loose bits, giving it a clean down, and now I'm going to use direct to rust metal paint, just to cover those bare metal bits, and that should give all that some good protection. Right, so I finished sanding off the floor and getting rid of those little loose bits of rust and little bits of surface rust. I've sanded all that down, cleaned it all, and given it a cover over with silver hammerite. I was going to do the whole floor, but I just did the spots where there was the rust. So I'll wrap this video up here. I don't want to make it too long. I'm boring enough as it is without without making these really long. But please like and subscribe and follow along. There's lots more jobs coming up. You can see the start of the next job there, where I've taken the side panels off. I need to take those off. I'm going to clean them, give them a little coat of black plastic paint, and then put a bit of Sikaflex around the little lugs that go back into the panel, because they too tend to let in a bit of water. So yes, I'll have to weatherproof those basically. Yeah, and a few other little jobs of that coming up. So yeah, thanks for watching, and bye bye.